This is Grosssturman. As you might see, he is a tank. You know what else he is? He is an amazing antagonist. So I'm going to rabble why he is so great of an antagonist. First, let's start a bit of history. Grosssturman first appears in season 8, where we learn from this Jagdpanzer general guy that he is a very skilled fighter who had previously fought in Czechoslovakia, Poland and France. And in the comics we learned that he also fought in the Eastern Front against KV-45. And he shows his experience from his first battle as he defeated FV with very ease.
Мне сказали, что вы не макаронники. Что ж, мне плевать, как называть груду металла. Рад-то еще придет за тобой.
Хорошо, пусть приходит.
Later on he fights in Paris, where he was defeated by Ruthless, as he appeared dead, but turns out he was alive, and the Allies captured him. Later in season 9 finale, he gets rescued by Ruthless, who had defected to the Germans. Later on, Grosssturman fights in Belgium against the Allies, and later than that he is sent to the Eastern Front, where he helps Karl 44 destroy IS-44 and get back to his body. Then he partakes in the battle against Vostok, but he is defeated and forced to retreat. He would go on to plan a trap against Vostok, which was the most amount of damage Vostok had taken. Then he fights in the dam battle, where once again he is defeated and forced to retreat. Later he fights in the city against Pike and the Royalists. He defeats Pike but is forced to retreat due to the Royalist ambush. Later comes back and tries to finish off Pike, but he isn't allowed to. Lastly, he appears in the Battle of Moscow, where he mostly runs away. He tries to do a counterattack with Karl. When they see Vostok, they just run away in fear. This is his story so far, so let's get into his character now. Appearance-wise, he has a forward main turret, with which his main gun is in, and on top he has a autocannon. He also has two smaller turrets in the back which house one small gun each. He also has a small rocket bug next to him, giving him decent firepower. He has average mobility and good armor overall. He is a monster tank which is jack of all trades but masters of none. All things considered, he isn't very strong, but he makes up with this with his exceptional intelligence. Not the I am good at math kind of intelligence, but I am a tactical genius kind of intelligence. In every battle he fights, he always uses the environment to his advantage, which compensates for his lack of power. Furthermore, when he sees a battle is lost, he does not hesitate to retreat. For example, near Paris countryside, the Allies tried to ambush him, but when he realized that the Allies had one too many guns on their side and it was not a favorable fight, he decided to retreat. When fighting against Stalingrad fortress, he sees that it's not worth attacking the fortress, so he calls off all attacks against it. He also does tons of tricks to win. In Paris, for example, he took Matilda hostage to force the Allies to call off their attacks. In the dam battle, he positioned his troops on the dam, knowing Soviets wouldn't use their artillery, or else they would have destroyed the dam and killed all the inhabitants of the village. He also is the first to realize that the modified Jagdpanzer is in fact not a modified Jagdpanzer but Karl 44 himself in a Jagdpanzer hall. He waits for the perfect time to attack IS-44, resulting in Karl 44 getting back to his body and the destruction of the IS-44 chip. Rest in peace, IS-44, you have always been my favorite. Anyways, back to Grosssturman. Grosssturman also correctly predicted that Vostok would not kill the kid tiger as it was a child, and he foresaw the possibility of Vostok just disarming the kid tiger, so he gave the kid a detonator to kill Soviet POWs. If Vostok simply disarmed it, as I've shown, Grosssturman is a tactical genius, but that's just one part of making a character a great side antagonist. After all, someone would not be called an antagonist if he didn't do bad things. To get to this, his second character trait is ruthlessness. Like this man or tank, whatever he does not hold back. Like, look at those poor tanks from the city battle. He killed them and then hung their turrets like Halloween decorations. Or when he defeated FV-44, he nailed FV's eye to the wall and wrote, "See you in Paris." So this tank is the next level. He is also ruthless to his allies, but not as much as his enemies. He has never killed any of his allies, but he sure did refuse to help the general who spared Pike, saying him, quote, "Back off, fool." He also does not care about the ethics of child soldiers, like when General raises concern on wasting a kid who has lost everything, he ignores the question and talks about how this plan should destroy Vostok 1. Like that, at least have some sympathy. Nah, I'm joking. But that would make him a bad villain now, wouldn't it? And lastly, his sense of humor. The way he taunts other characters is just hilarious. Just look at this line.
Забудьте уже про этого Ратта. Зачем он тебе? Есть же я, например. Ох, как же мне нравится твой боевой настрой. Знаешь, Матильда, ты должна знать еще одну вещь. При встрече с Ратта я попросил не убивать его тебя. И все ради того, чтобы мы оказались тут. Я даже сейчас не хочу убивать тебя. Жалко как-то. Но, наверное, осознание того, что мне подарили еще один день рождения.
Or when he's talking to Pike like he's like, guess the German propaganda portraying the Soviets as crazy wasn't that wrong. In Paris, right before his death, he gives an amazing line. You fight for them, killing your own people by the thousands, as a stupid, undecided boy in a body of a huge monster. No wonder, your name speaks for it yourself, a rat. Grosssturman did not hold back there, sure, didn't he? One of my favorite scenes is when General informs him that everything is going smoothly in the battle against the Soviet fort, and he looks at the German losses and sarcastically nods. It's just hilarious, like he's saying, yes, things going very smoothly without actually saying it. Let's compare him to another antagonist, our good old friend Goliath, because both were made to fill the role of smart, ruthless, humorous side antagonist. Goliath was Grosssturman before Grosssturman, and he was a worse villain than Grosssturman in every way. Why so? Well, first, strength-wise they are both similar, but Goliath has little to no dialogue. For example, the episode he died, he got a total of, get this, one line of that he said at the start of the episode. Compare this to Grosssturman's fake death, where he drops total bars on Ruthless. Overall, his lack of talkingness made Goliath have very little character to himself. Also, for a supposedly smart antagonist, he does a lot of stupid things, such as blindly believing that KV Chebansky surrendered, or like in this first episode, where in his final episode, where in spite of being in a 1v2 fight, he kept fighting. And guess what? He died. His death was also rather anticlimactic compared to Grosssturman's supposed death. Overall, Grosssturman is an amazing side antagonist, and Gerand knows this too, as he also appears in a lot of gameplay videos from Gerand. But it seems like Season 2 will be the end of our beloved Grosssturman, as if the season trailer has to say anything, it's going to be his end. That's all for today. I hope you had a good time, and see you next time.